Time. Albert Einstein said that time is relative, that the rate at which it changes depends on your frame of reference. Money. They say that money is the root of all evil. I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's time, or specifically what you choose to do with it. The thing with money is that you know what you are getting. You either have it, or you don't. Even if you have time, you don't really. Nobody truly owns the time they have, and if time so chooses, in the blink of an eye, your time can be stolen. This is my story. Being a slave to your work only gets you so far. If only I just stopped working to answer the damn phone. Just 10 more minutes. I love my wife. Always have. Wish I picked up the phone to tell her. Before it was too late. This blade will revolutionize the way engineers work for years to come. I know Alice is mad at me now, but this will set us up for life. Then we will have all the time in the world. All the time in the world. I was so damn naive. I thought I'd get to make the same excuses I would any other night. But this wasn't any other night. I was certain I would be able to retire early. And Phoebe, our daughter, would be set for life. We would both laugh about all this in the future, I thought. Do yourself a favor, and show your loved ones how much you love them. I'm sorry I'm late! Because one day, you might not get that chance again. Babe? Phoebe? Alice must have one of the neighbors over, but it seems a bit late for guests. What happened to our home? Alice always said it's polite to greet guests in our home. Hello, nice to meet you. My name is...
Avery Walker! You've been gone for 60 years! What's the matter? Don't you recognize your own daughter? Where have you been, Dad?
I don't believe you, crazy lady! You're not Phoebe! My Phoebe's 7 years old!
67!
It was almost as if I was erased from this family. Alice, Phoebe, the house. Did they really all go on without me? I thought. Instead, my rational mind went to the only conclusion it could. This woman was here on some kind of angle? Money? I believed it could have been. Most things were about money in those days. The days when things were simpler.
Graduation! My first boyfriend! My wedding day! You missed everything!
If you don't stop, I swear to you I will call the police. I don't know what you were trying to accomplish by impersonating my daughter, but you need to get out. My wife
is dead! Mom died last year, in this house! Even though she was as angry and confused as me. She loved you too much to let herself move on. She died still praying for your return. You killed your wife!
That's it. I'm calling the... What the... Hello?
Avery Walker, my name is Susan Carr, and I regret to inform you that you have been a victim of the Timestealer.
What is a Timestealer? I wanted to say, but I was physically unable to get the words out.
Mr. Walker, you should know that we take this crime very seriously. From what we can see, the Timestealer managed to make off with 60 years of your life.
60 years?
Are you listening, Mr. Walker?
Yeah. But all this feels quite... impossible.
I assure you, Mr. Walker, it most certainly is not impossible. The Timestealer has done this before, and he will do it again. Unless we can catch him. Until then, it will be as if your life went on without you. The Timestealer stole those years and has taken them for his own. We cannot get them back unless we find him and defeat him. But that is no concern of yours.
No concern of mine? This man stole my life! That's what I wanted to shout at her. My head was spinning. I could not believe this was actually happening. Is there anything I can do to help?
I'm afraid there isn't anything you can do, but wait for us to sort it out. Enjoy the time you have left and make the most of it. Our task force is working relentlessly to track him down. Rest assured that you are in good hands.
But...
Goodbye, Mr. Walker.
Who is on the phone?
I need to get out of here.
That's it, Dad! Run away from your problems! After all, that's what you've been doing for 60 years!
Ah! Frustration, confusion, revelation. All of this was just prelude. There was only one place I needed to go. The only place I could ever go when my life has been difficult. Work. I only wished the building was still standing. Blue Tech. I didn't even know if I was still recognized as an employee. Thankfully, it appeared that I was.
Welcome to Blue Tech.
Nobody ever stayed late. Nobody except me. A fact I was especially thankful for. It's all here. The blade, the schematics, the notes, even my coffee survived. Ah! Impossible. That word repeatedly bounced around the inside of my head like a relentless ping pong ball. My 7-year-old little angel, now 60 years older. 60 years of my life stolen by this Timestealer, whatever the hell one of those is. I had an idea, an impossible idea, for impossible circumstances. How was any of this even happening? Who else had it happened to? My mind was questioning everything I knew and everything I thought I knew. Was any of my life real? Or were people I thought I knew meant to be a lot younger because this thing had done to them what it had to me? Did my own wife ever have time stolen too? Regardless of what that Susan had said, I could not sit idly by and let my life move on without me. I had to do something. It was ironic, really. This blade was designed to one day cut manufacturing time in half. But at that moment, I needed that blade to cut my stolen years in half. It took me less time than the conversation lasted with Susan to track down where the call originated from. Another reason why I felt like they weren't best suited to recover my lost time. 20 stolen minutes later. I had it all planned. I was going to barge right into the building and demand for them to let me join the team. I would later tell Alice and Phoebe stories of my bravery to stand up for what's right and take control of my own destiny. It all sounded so badass in my head. Whoa.
Mr. Walker? What the hell did you do to our wall?
Come on, Avery Walker, think heroic badass. Please, I need to get my time back. Well, that was anticlimactic.
As I mentioned during our call, Mr. Walker, the task force is handling your case. We will notify you with any updates, should we have any.
No! You don't get to tell me that something has stolen time from me, taken my wife from me, made my daughter grow up without me, and then expect me to sit on the sidelines.
Mr. Walker, I appreciate how difficult these circumstances are, but I assure you, your best chance is to let us handle this delicate situation. We are professionals.
I want to help. I need to help. You have to let me help. I say we let him help.
Have you completely lost it, Rick? The man has no training. Who knows what could happen?
You know, this might give us a chance to test our theories surrounding the hindsight machine.
The hindsight machine? We have yet to test the machine ourselves, and you want to just send in a man with no experience of time travel.
The man found this place easily after a short phone conversation. He penetrated our solid steel wall with a laser blade he invented. He is not as basic as you seem to think. I still say we let him help.
We haven't discerned how our theories would play out in reality. which you two obviously aren't living in. Mr. Walker could unwind time, or, and this is even more pressing, he could lose even more.
More? That thought shouldn't have terrified me, but it didn't. I've already lost all the time that matters. I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah!
Seriously, what are you both, 12? If we really are going to continue with this fiasco, Mr. Walker is going to need his own weapons if we are sending him back using the hindsight machine.
I think I have exactly what he needs. Excellent. Step into my office, Avery Walker. What are these? Years. Your stolen years, to be exact.
Goodbye, Avery, and good luck.
She left me. I finally did it. I finally drove away the one person who truly loved me. Avery! Listen to me, brother. You haven't lost anything. Not yet. You can change all of this. If you can find your younger self and influence him. You to find the Prosperity Stone. The what? I'm impressed after everything you had to take in, the stone is the thing to throw you off. Listen to me. I know it is tempting, but do not pay attention to the years in front of you. They do not truly exist, because you not only have the chance to regain your lost time, you can also change it. You can make it so that Alice and Phoebe don't leave you. You get a rare chance, Avery. One very few do. You get to rewrite your life. You know what this is, don't you? I did a bit of poking around your lost years and discovered that you went on to invent some truly incredible technology. I made this? Armor, too. Welcome to Task Force Delta, Moon Boy. Ain't it a beauty? Whoa, this is... You're in for a wild ride, my friend. But don't worry, you'll be just fine. Inside hindsight. It worked! Of course it worked. We're no amateurs, Avery. How can I hear you? There's a two-way radio built into your helmet. Into my What the f***? I'm a ghost? Not a ghost. You have an opacity filter on your armor. We just reduced the opacity so that you can pass through unseen, but not unheard. So keep your voice down. The radio picks up telepathic frequencies, so you don't even need to say anything. Just use your mind. Someone's coming.
No running on the stairs!
A young boy emerges. It's Avery. Back when he was around the same age as Phoebe when he left that morning. Back before he lost all that time. That's odd. I could have sworn I heard somebody in here. This is really trippy. Now, where was I? Avery continues his journey, a spectator to his own life. Remember this comic? An astronaut who gets superpowers when he crash lands on the moon. I think his name was... And Moon Boy saves the universe again! You already knew, didn't you? Moon Boy was more than a code name, wasn't it? Another little gem I pulled out of your past. A middle-aged man stands over young Avery's shoulder. I remember these talks. I never really saw my father, and the only times I did, he would talk to me about finances. What's this, son? It's a comic I made, Dad. It's about... What have I taught you, Avery? Son, you really need to think about your future. Doing silly stories like these will never pay the bills. It will never take care of you and your family. Savings, a college degree, a good job, and a full retirement fund. Now these are the keys to a good life. Surrounding yourself with pie-in-the-sky ideas like these will only get you into unnecessary debt. Don't waste your future, son. More memories flash and play out in front of Avery. Rick watches their new recruit from the other side intently. Memories of middle school. Keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. Just as Avery is about to get close to his younger self. You mean like monsters on fire spitting acid? Aberrations. The Timestealer must already know you're here. You have a weapon, use it! Ah! Fuck! Every time I get near my younger self, these things appear and I lose myself! You don't have to approach your younger self in person. See how you've been talking to me? You can influence him through your thoughts. You could have told me that before two of these things tried to eat me, asshole! I'm telling you now! Suddenly, his journey takes him to his college years.
My name is Alice. What's your name?
I'm Avery.
I was about to say, I'm sure I don't see any birds perched on you.
To times he had always wished lasted forever. Even then, she took my breath away. Stay focused on why you're here. You need to influence your younger self. To find the Prosperity Stone, I know. And to special moments best kept private. Okay. Let's move on past Phoebe's conception, shall we? Haha, sure. Of course, there were darker memories too. I didn't get the job.
Don't worry, honey. One of these days someone will see how amazing you are and snap you up. I'm sure of it. I sure did. Shit.
Everything okay, babe?
Honey, can you come home right away, please? I have some, news to tell you.
I remember this day. The day I found the phone number for Blue Tech. I can't let myself work there. Working for Blue Tech? Even though the pay was stable, it was still the worst mistake of my life. Then change your destiny. Don't do it. Don't do it, Avery. Don't sell your soul. This isn't what you want. Blue Tech sucks. They will make you wear a tie every single day. You hate ties. You will be tied to your desk, you will work long hours, and they won't even pay you overtime.
It's no use, Avery Walker. You cannot change your past because...
The voice startles Avery. He raises his sword. Of course, a weapon. No matter how strong, it's almost always useless when you're attacked from behind. All the while, more and more of his memories float through the hindsight's expanse. Don't do it. You made the best decision, son. This will ensure the security of Alice and your daughter.
You failed. You failed to change your mind and sold your time to a company. You don't deserve the time you have. And now, all your time belongs to me. And I assure you, I will put all of those years to far better use than you ever would have.
Hurled by the beast, Avery zips past a miasma of clocks floating within hindsight. A whirlwind of clock faces that did not tell time in a place where it might not even apply.
You have nothing left to fight for, Avery, or Moon Boy. If you wish to continue using that ridiculous name, your wife was right to give up on you. You're a lost cause.
And suddenly, darkness. I failed. Present day. It's morning.
Buddy, alarm off.
Phoebe sits up from her bed. Her old bones make the usual sounds they do.
Another day, another struggle. Not a day goes by without finding a new ache in my body, or body parts giving up on me completely. However, my mind isn't ready to give up just yet. I never forget a face, so you can guarantee I wouldn't forget the face of my father. It doesn't matter how many years have passed. He was my father, and something took him from me. When my father walked into the house yesterday, his phone was scanned.
As if by reflex, she thoughtlessly sips her coffee while maintaining her train of thought.
Found you, Dad.
60 years previous, inside the same house Phoebe had lived her entire life.
Jack, you're my brother, and I love you. But something's wrong. This isn't like Avery.
My uncle's words have always haunted me.
Alice walks over to an evidence board with photos of Avery.
You need to take this down, Phoebe.
I can't, Mom. Something has happened to Dad. He wouldn't just walk out on us.
He did walk out on us, Phoebe. For God's sake, he's been gone for 5 years.
Mom gave up. It was heartbreaking to see her like this.
He will come back, Mom.
I can't be here anymore.
1 month later, a mother and her daughter take the road.
Goodbye, Avery. And good luck.
Some years pass. The young girl has become a teenager. Her mother, a husk of her former self.
Good night, Mom.
Day by day, she deteriorated in front of my eyes. She refused to wash. She refused to eat. I didn't know what to do.
But, try as she might, Phoebe can't just let go of the idea that maybe her father was still out there.
I could not allow myself to be happy. Not fully. I half hoped to have my father drive me to prom. Isn't that what all 18-year-old girls want? I kept expecting for my father to reach over with popcorn, creating a wedge between us. Classic father reaction to his little princess on a first date. I never got that. He even missed my wedding day. My rather ill mom had even managed to get there, but not my dad. Ethan really was amazing. He even agreed to take my last name because he knew what Walker meant to me. 3 days later, my mom died. Something had robbed me of what should have been the best years of my life. I don't know what, but I intend to find out.
Present day. A cab pulls over in front of a nondescript building. Phoebe approaches a shroud where the front door should be.
At least I don't need to knock.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Are we running some kind of circus or something? Can we fix the damn hole before we let more wildlife in?
Phoebe confronts Susan. She will not walk out of this place empty-handed.
Where is he?
Who?
Avery Walker! My GPS says he's here now. Where the hell is my father?
I'm so sorry. I wish I could tell you. We lost communication with him over an hour ago.
What? My father is lost again? No! I've not had my dad for 60 fucking years! I'm not losing him again!
Knowing the woman will not let the matter go, Susan, Rick, and Tom lead her into the same office where Hindsight is located.
What's going on here?
What you are seeing, Miss Walker, is your father's subconscious mind.
In front of their screen, a dejected Avery is knelt down on the ground. We call this the Island of Lost Hope.
Is this really happening to my father?
In his mind, it is. The truth is your father has been subconsciously trapped on this island ever since the day you were born. I failed. I should have made time for my family. I failed. I should have made time for my family.
Popcorn?
Thanks.
I have another one of my crazy ideas.
Again? Need I remind you of what happened to your last crazy idea?
He lost a fight, lost his mind, and got imprisoned on the Island of Lost Hope. I know. But what other choice do we have?
We already have one untrained person trapped. Now you want to send in another? Do I need to go over the risks of messing with time again?
I don't care what the risks are. My father is on that island and I am not leaving without him.
You're more like your father than you think, Miss Walker. You certainly share a stubbornness. Rick, she is your responsibility. Got it? See this mission through and get everybody back in one piece.
Rick debriefs Phoebe inside his office, the same office where Avery became Moon Boy and dove headfirst into the ocean of time. So, what you are going to do is use the hindsight machine, but this time instead of going into your own past, which is what it was designed for, you will be going into his.
And has this worked before? Going into someone else's memories?
Worked? It's never even been tried. So, you ready?
I have to be. If there's even a 1% chance I can get my father back, I have to do whatever it takes.
Phoebe stares intently at the screen, watching her father wallow in despair within hindsight. I failed. I should have made time for my family. I failed. I should have made time for my family. I am so glad you said that. Now, this isn't going to be easy. There are flaming monsters called aberrations. They will recognize your presence as soon as you set foot in hindsight. There are also minions of the Timestealer.
The what?
My apologies. The Timestealer is an evil entity who steals time from people. The Timestealer is the reason your father, has been gone 60 years.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I doubt this is even going to fit me.
Something tells me it might. Now, like I said, there will be things trying to stop you. You need to keep your wits about you and trust nothing that doesn't feel right. Phoebe stands inside the hindsight machine. Azure light softly fills the dome-shaped capsule as she touches its wall. Now go get your father, B.
B?
In hindsight, B is in a room that she's not at all familiar with, although something deep inside her says there's more to it than meets the eye.
What the? Where is this?
Quiet. Your helmet has a two-way radio built in it. It also picks up telepathic frequencies. Use your mind, not your mouth. This is your father's bedroom when he was a kid. It's interesting that you are in your 7-year-old form, B.
Wait, what the hell?
It seems that your father rejected your much older form and instead only remembers you when you were 7. The last time he remembers truly seeing you. And as if it were on cue, 3 aberrations loom over Phoebe from nowhere.
Rick, we've got company.
Aberrations. We forgot to give you a weapon, but your cane will suffice. Handle it.
A cane against these things? You've got to be kidding me.
For a moment there, it even crossed her mind that she was having fun, taking out 60 years worth of frustration out on these beasts.
And down she goes. I must say, that was a rush.
Don't get cocky. More will be on the way now.
Killjoy. My dad did this? I had no idea he was so creative.
He was, before his father forced that side out of him.
There is so much I don't know about my father.
Another aberration appears in front of her the moment she stepped out of the room.
Out of my way, ugly.
Running past old photos hanging on the wall by the stairway, Phoebe thinks.
My grandpa was my dad in nearly every way. It's almost like something built my father in my grandpa's image.
Rushing outside the house and onto the street, 3 more aberrations appear out of thin air.
Are you kidding me?
Stop, girl.
And much like all the other beasts that came before her, Phoebe met them with a hard bludgeoning of her cane.
That's certainly new. Ah!
Run!
Your father is doing what he is supposed to do. You cannot stop what is by design.
Amidst all this, Phoebe manages to make her way to Blue Tech.
It is futile to fight us, girl.
If it is so futile, show yourselves and let's find out!
All in good time, naive girl. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Get inside that building. Something just happened on the island when that aberration crashed through the wall. I should have made time for my family. I should have made time for my family.
Of course. It makes sense now.
It was always going to be Blue Tech. That's the reason I lost my father in the first place.
We're warning
I should
you.
have made time
Dad,
for my family.
listen
I
to
should have
me.
made time for my family.
Okay.
I should have made time for my family. I should have made time for my family. I failed.
Dad, no, you didn't. I used to think you had, but something controlled you and took you away from us. You need to fight it, or think about how many more years it could take.
P?
Yes, Dad. I'm here.
Stop! This isn't part of the design!
Screw your design!
Phoebe, I'm so...
I know you are, Dad. Now let's get out of this place.
Not so fast, foolish girl.
You will be going nowhere. You will be stuck in that 9-to-5 job of yours until you become dry and shriveled.
How many times do I need to tell you, son? Savings, a college degree, a good job and a full retirement fund. These are the key to a good life. You can never escape that rat race. You are exactly where you're supposed to be.
Professor Rat Race. And beside him, number 95. As if some sick joke, the two appear in front of Phoebe and his father as Avery's long-dead parents. Father and daughter stand side by side, each wielding a weapon of their own. They know what's coming next. Get ready, B.
The zombie is mine.
What a waste of your talents, Walker. What a waste of a good degree.
Shut up!
I see you've found your little weapons supply. How very clever of you.
So, you know what they can do? Or do you need me to show you?
I know what they can do in competent hands, Walker.
Ah!
You will still fail.
What the hell? Rat Race disappears into the ether. Meanwhile, Phoebe is locked in battle with number 95.
You've got quite a tongue on you, child.
Let's see if you fight worse than you look. Who are you calling child, you low-budget B-movie crone?
Keep talking and I will rip that tongue out.
Hey!
You cannot beat me, child. Relieve yourself of that burden and you will feel so much better. Actually, you'll be dead, so no, you won't feel better. You won't feel a thing.
Get off my f***ing daughter, you freak! Ah! The zombie curiously disappeared into thin air, leaving nothing but a charred outline on the ground where it was struck.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Well, that was eventful.
Let's get out of here. Wherever here even is.
I was told it's called the Island of Lost Hope.
I certainly lost a lot of that. Okay, let's go. Still inside the hindsight machine, Avery and Phoebe look out the wide window from the top floor of Blue Tech's facility. We need to find the Timestealer and end this.
So I'm guessing you work on the ground floor?
Then that's where we need to go. Basement. We should take the elevator. The aberrations are slowly seeping into the bodies of Blue Tech's staff.
Maybe we should take the stairs.
So many stairs.
Oh, come on, Dad. It's not that many.
Easy for you to say. You're using the lungs of a 7-year-old girl.
Yeah, I've not felt this young in years. When we get to the bottom, I'm tempted to do it again.
Please don't.
Dad, you really are getting unfit. You ever considered using an app on your phone? It records the amount of steps you do every day.
That's it. You're grounded.
60 years too late for that one, Dad.
Cheeky little. Guys, we've got company downstairs. Great. Think you could have told us earlier, Rick? I would have if you two'd let me get a word in. And as one would expect, a battle ensues. Blades slice through ghostly matter. Canes bludgeon what might be skin or flesh, or something else entirely. Desperation and an unbending will to escape drive father and daughter throughout the ordeal. Minutes pass, or perhaps hours, and both Avery and Phoebe are the only ones left from what had ensued.
With fights like that, who needs a gym membership?
Why are you enjoying this so much?
You try being stuck in your own house for 10 years. The lethargy and creaky bones tend to weigh on you after a while.
They descend further down the building, and Avery's obviously none too pleased with yet another trek. Fuck's sake, more stairs?
Less complaining, more running. Besides, don't you usually use these stairs anyway?
No, we usually have our own entrance. That's it, I'm beat. Go on without me.
I'm seriously getting you a treadmill when this is all over, Dad. Now, time to find, well, you.
Hey, wait up! They've reached the bottom floor of Blue Tech's building. There's a door in front of them, and going through it, another memory appears before them. I remember this day. The day you were born.
Oh, God.
Avery, stop working. Alice needs you. Don't break your vows already. It was you and your father who convinced her to marry you before the baby was born. You promised to always be there for her. I, Avery Walker, take you, Alice Richards, to be my lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish till death do us part. Did you mean those words? Or was that all they were? Words. But just as he remembers the day Phoebe was born, any nostalgia is replaced with nothing but the worst of regrets. I hate myself so much right now. Hello?
Honey, the baby, it's coming. I'm scared. I need my husband.
I promise you, I will be there. The presentation is about to start. Give me 1 hour tops.
Okay, honey. Please hurry.
Mere months after I swore to her that I wouldn't, I let my wife down. This presentation changed my career for the better, but it also changed our relationship for the worst. Our trust was destroyed. We never spoke of it after, but...
That's it, Alice. Just one final push.
I'm sorry, darling. I tried to get away. I know that there is a reason why Phoebe doesn't have any brothers or sisters. I showed her where my priorities were that day, and I, for one, do not blame her. Back inside Blue Tech, Avery can do nothing but watch as events in the past play right before his eyes. This is the most important day of your life. Go to your family. They need you, Avery. You have to be there for this.
You didn't even see my own birth?
I missed it. And I have regretted this day ever since. Avery, do not make the mistake of your life. Do not abandon your wife at the time she needs you most. Especially for a stupid presentation. Brief recognition from a company that doesn't even care about its employees. Everything all right, Mr. Walker? Avery stands in front of the board of directors, buried deep in a meeting. This is going to be the best day of your life. Go hug your wife and meet your daughter. Well, I don't want to be here. If you walk out that door, you're fired. And within that same memory, something changed. Something all too significant to Avery, Phoebe, and Alice.
Dad, you did it. You changed our fate.
I'm coming, honey. Just stay strong. Like clockwork, aberrations appear again. They carve and smash their way across the halls. The aberrations dissipate with every hit, but they reappear just as fast. It's almost like the waves will never end. The past. A cab speeds down the road going somewhere. Reaching its destination, Avery Walker steps out and hands the driver a handful of bills. But this is more than the fare! Keep it. No amount of money will ever come between me and my family again. Almost there, baby. Almost there, baby. Avery is at the hospital. The same hospital where Alice gave birth to Phoebe all those years ago.
Sir, only one family allowed at a time.
I'm her husband!
It's okay. I will wait in the waiting area. Cutting it pretty close, Avery.
Love you too, sis.
Don't push it, Walker. Avery, but what about your presentation?
Screw the presentation and screw Blue Tech. Pretty sure I no longer work there anyway. They made me choose and I choose you and our daughter.
That's all we ever wanted to hear you say.
I know, Phoebe. I'm so sorry I never said it sooner. Guys, on the table, look! A green glowing stone, brighter than any emerald, sits on a nightstand beside Alice's bed. The Prosperity Stone!
Not so fast.
Just as Avery is about to pick it up, a looming figure appears right before him and Phoebe. Out of my way! I'm taking my time back!
You won't be taking anything back, Avery. You still haven't figured it out. The Prosperity Stone won't save you. You don't even know how to use it.
Avery keens for battle, gripping his blade between both hands tighter than ever. I will claim the Prosperity Stone and take back my life. Get out of my way or you will die!
You really think that fighting is the answer? Do you even know what you are fighting? Or who?
I am fighting to take back my time and you are who I am fighting, Timestealer! You will give me back my time. I will not lose another moment with my family because of you.
Wrong! Avery, I have not been stealing your time at all.
What are you?
Of course. Why didn't I see it before? He's right. You can't defeat him and take back your time. Think about it, Dad. Who missed everything? The missed games, my birth. Who really stole all that time?
Avery stands, frozen in place, petrified by the realization. It was me.
Clever daughter you have there, Avery.
Floating in a void, Avery sees a reflection of himself in front of a creature. It calls itself Mirror, and it stares back at Avery. There's a certain darkness that he sees within this doppelganger. Gathering his senses back, Avery charges at the figure in front of him. Phoebe can do nothing but watch this all unfold. Face me, you coward! Fight back and give me back my life!
The choices you made were yours alone. You chose to spend all your time at work.
I was making sure that Phoebe had a better life. We needed the money. I needed that promotion.
And to get it, you gave up your own daughter. You ruined her life. Just ask her. Ask Phoebe how she feels about having an absent father. Ask her about how much her life really changed when you vanished for good.
I don't need to. I know now what I have done all these years, and by defeating you, I will make sure I never sacrifice my family again.
Avery, you forget. I am you. You will never change. You cannot change. You have always given your time to exchange for money, and you always will. You have lied to yourself for so long that you convinced yourself that the more money you have, the happier you will become. But money cannot buy back all the years you spent making it. So tell me, was it worth it? You have been a slave to the working life, and what do you have to show for it? A large mortgage on a house that you can't really afford to begin with? A barely existent savings account? A mountain of debt? You keep working, and yet you don't even know how to use the little money you have properly. You let money control you. It owns you. Pathetic. Just like the rest of them. You will be working until the day you die for a company that will replace you the very next day and still barely make ends meet. Just like your parents.
No, I won't! Avery has heard enough. He raises his sword and prepares to bring it down on the creature in front of him, his own reflection.
We shall see! You may win back all those years today, but you will give them away to someone else. Your daughter will always grow up without a father, and your wife will always regret giving her life to a man who would rather work himself into the ground than be there with his family.
And then it vanishes. As if the Avery of the present is controlling his past self, his younger version slowly reaches for the Prosperity Stone right beside Alice's hospital nightstand. Phoebe, I ruined your life. I was absent when I should have been there. I hope that you can...
I forgive you, Dad. You fought for us today. And you won. Now, let's end this.
Grab the jewel on the table. Young Avery's hands turn to dust as it gets closer to the gem, making it crumble while everything else gets engulfed with a pale yellow light. Inside the hindsight machine, Avery and Phoebe walk into the nothingness before them. And somewhere, sometime out there, Alice gives birth to her firstborn daughter.
That's it, Alice. Just one final push. Thank you.
10 years later, Avery and Alice Walker, along with their 10-year-old daughter Phoebe, walk past the comic book store. There's a poster hanging on its display window that says The Adventures of Moon Boy and Bee, written by Avery Walker. Time is precious. Take it from me. Never take your time for granted. Because who knows? You may never see it again.